What mind-blowing facts would satisfy a 4-year-old daughter's daily request for one fact before bedtime? Dogs can tell when you're coming home by how much of your scent is left in the house if you have a daily routine. Most people have more than the average number of arms. A day on Venus takes longer to complete than a year on Venus. How? It simply takes longer for Venus to do one complete rotation around its own axis than it does for the planet to rotate around the sun. Edit. From my memory I believe it's only like 10 to 15 days difference. But still an interesting fact. Another fun fact is aluminum used to be such a precious metal and so expensive that the top point of the Washington Monument is made of pure aluminum. At the time of construction, that aluminum would be about like capping it with platinum today. Otters have skin pockets for their favorite rocks. The name for the Arctic comes from the ancient Greek word for bear, Arctus, named after one of the constellations Ursa Major Big Bear or Ursa Minor Little Bear, but there are bears living there too. So basically, the Arctic is called bear, and the Antarctic is called not bear. Edit. Slight fact correction. Thanks you / Wolfie Rampant. Cashews come from a fruit. A Siamese cat's fur color is dependent on its body temperature. That's why the colder areas of the body such as the nose, paws, and tail are darker than the rest. Most elephants weigh less than a blue whale's tongue. Some species of burrowing spiders keep teeny tiny frogs in their burrows to keep it free of bugs too small for the spider to get that might try to eat the spider's eggs. This means that tiny frogs are spider cats. From the time Pluto was discovered until the time it was demoted from planethood, it still hadn't made one complete revolution around the sun. In Switzerland, it's illegal to own just one guinea pig. If you have any, you have to have at least 2. They get lonely. Bees tell their friends about good nearby flowers by dancing. I once told my son that there was a scientist for everything. So we started a tradition where he'd pick something to see if there were people that studied it, and I'd give some age-appropriate examples of what they do. Edit. Thank you for the silver. Might suggest the study of metals and alloys and when we use what kind. He's always talking about the different eras of human history: primitive age, modern age, future age etc. So it'd be a good seg to Iron Age, Bronze Age. Editing again to add, since it's been mentioned in so many replies. Apparently the podcastologist is like this. May not have the most family-friendly vocabulary, but I don't know, I haven't listened to any of it. A lot of the TV or internet videos she watches comes via undersea cables. There's an island in Japan, populated only by fluffy bunnies. The building in the world with the most toilets is Wembley Stadium. Cows get excited when they solve puzzles. The filling in a Kit Kat is broken up Kit Kats. One time a guy ate an aeroplane. It took him several years, but he did it. The little jump guinea pigs do when they're happy is called popcorning. When a cat walks towards you with its tail up, that means it likes you and is excited to see you. Elephants have a noise that means there are bees here, let's leave immediately. They played golf on the moon one time. I will add more if I think of them. What topics does she like? Brigadier Sir Nils Olav is a king penguin. He is Colonel-in-Chief of the Norwegian King's Guard, as well as the mascot. He currently lives in the Edinburgh Zoo in Scotland. Pineapples are a collection of berries. Giraffe tongues are black. You've got 253 comments as of this post. Opus. Only 112 more to go for a full year's worth of facts. Here's mine. The Romans were some of the first people to wear bikinis. Kangaroos can't walk backwards. Edit. I wanna make it clear that I have no idea who Daniel Tosh is. And when I say walk I mean hop. Horses are more closely related to rhinos than to deer. When a bee is chosen to be the new queen, they are given a special type of honey that completely changes their bodies. Kind of like how a Pokémon evolves. Super simplified, but it's still pretty cool to think about. Chocolate was once used as currency by the Aztecs. More accurately, cacao beans were used. Worms have 5 hearts. The surface of Mars is covered in rust, making the planet appear red. The red food coloring carmine that's used in a lot of candy is made up of a kind of beetle. There's a train station in Japan that has a cat station master, currently Nutama. Cows have best friends and get stressed when separated. Tomatoes were once thought to be inedible, since they're in the same family as nightshade, which is poisonous. Cause I got a lot of comments at this one. Tomatoes acidity interacted with lead plates, lead poisoning. Check out /u/n0v494s comment. Apples float but pears sink. Apples float because they are 25% air. Wombat poop is cube shaped. Hippopotamus milk is pink. Some fish cough. Don't eat too many carrots or your skin will turn orange. That happened to my own daughter. Some frogs will glow when they eat fireflies. Before 1913 parents could mail their kids to grandmas through the postal service. Tigers have striped skin. It takes a little over 8 minutes for the light from the sun to get to Earth. There are more stars than there are grains of sand on all the beaches in the world. Cows can walk upstairs, but they can't walk down. Fact: a curious 4-year-old can never be satisfied with one fact per day. Whales are closer to cows than to sharks. Edit: y'all are hilarious. And sh4. I think mom/dad will deal with genome later. A polar bear's skin is black. Wow, gold, thank you so much. Birds poo and pee from the same hole at the same time. This list of what groups of animals are called, i.e. a group of elephants is a parade, a group of owls is a parliament, a group of wild cats is called a destruction. A platypus lays eggs and has milk, making it the only mammal that could in theory make its own custard. Ask her to give you one fact in exchange of one fact. This will encourage her to learn more and try to meet the daily one fact before bed. It rains diamonds on other planets. Billy goats wee on their heads to smell better for the lady goats. Owls cannot be choked. Making pennies cost more than their actual value. Humans are bioluminescent and glow in the dark, but the light that we emit is 1,000 times weaker than our human eyes are able to pick up. Source: male seahorses carry the baby in their tummy instead of the mommy. Lobsters were considered disgusting and low-class food, to the point that feeding them to prisoners too often was considered cruel and unusual punishment. Also, they are basically just big sea roaches. A woodchuck belongs to the family of ground squirrels. Your hand is exactly the same size as your face. Thwack. Butterflies smell with their feet. Edit: wow. Thanks for my first gold, stranger. 1. Animals that lay eggs don't have belly buttons. 2. Slugs have 4 noses. 3. Camels have 3 eyelids. 4. Flamingos turn pink from eating shrimp. 5. Kangaroos cannot walk backward. 6. A hummingbird weighs less than a penny. 7. Broccoli is classified as both a vegetable and a flower. 8. The Hawaiian alphabet only has 12 letters. 9. Fish cough. 10. Snails breathe through their foot. 11. If you keep a goldfish in a dark room it will turn white. 12. Bullfrogs never sleep. 13. Elephants can't jump. 14. Pigs can get a sunburn. 15. Fish can drown. 16. The average American eats approximate 35,000 cookies in his/her life. 17. Only male turkeys gobble. 18. Penguins are the only birds that can both swim and not fly. 19. Male kangaroos are called boomers and females are called flyers. 20. Koalas sleep 22 hours a day. 21. Kangaroos can't smell. There's a D's fridge, but not in refrigerator. The distance from your inner elbow to your wrist is the same as the length of your foot. This one is fun, because it sounds insane. The forearm looks longer, but if you put your foot to your arm you see that it's accurate. If you put both hands in front of you and dare write a word, your non-dominant hand will write an exact mirror of your dominant hand without you having to think about it. It will work with shapes too if she's too young to write words. Puffer fish are full of air. Don't know if that's mind-blowing, but I learned that at the ripe old age of S-logical when I think about it, but it never crossed my mind. Also, a spinning disc is going faster at the outer edge than in the middle. What body part grows 10 times its size when stimulated? The pupil of the eye. The pyramids were ancient when Cleopatra was around. There were woolly mammoths on the planet when the pyramids were being built. We are now further away from the first man going to space than the first man in space was to the first airplane. J.K. Rowling is richer than the Queen. Queen of England's personal net worth is about 520 million. J.K. Rowling's personal net worth is around $1 billion. The entirety of all the planets in the solar system can fit in between the Earth and the Moon. Sea otters hold hands when they sleep and have a favorite rock to hold onto in a secret pouch. A blue whale's heart is as big as a Volkswagen Beetle. Some penguins propose to mates by bringing them rocks for a nest. Leave out the part about penguin prostitution, though. Rainbows are circles. The frequency of a cat's purr has been shown to improve bone density and strength. There are more trees on Earth than stars in the galaxy. Some galaxies technically are more than 5 times thick as they are wide due to black holes throwing stuff out of the center. One of the Aztecs or Incan can't remember which favorite drinks was basically hot cocoa with hot peppers. Oxford University in England is older than the Aztec Empire. Fire burns spherically in space, i.e. on the space station. That's all I got off the top of my head. Any most matter I'll take, for example, water can freeze, evaporate and turn to liquid again all at the same time at a small cup. Given that the pressure and temperature is right, it actually looks really cool in videos. For some for you it's maybe too much. Edit. Brief explanation of this phenomena. The state of matter depends on the temperature and pressure and can be expressed by the following diagram, which is called a phase diagram. Each matter has different phase diagram. So given the pressure and temperature of the matter, you can find its state or phase by the diagram. The curves at the diagram are coexistence curves, which means that matter can be at 2 phases at the same time at a closed vessel, like liquid at the bottom of the vessel and gas floats above it. There is a triple point can be seen at the image above at which all 3 phases can coexist, so at the right pressure and temperature you'll reach this weird phenomena. Bonus fact: water has 17 different phases, liquid, gas, and 15 phases of ice at each of those molecules ordered differently. The brain named itself. Cows can walk up stairs, but can't walk down them. Oceans are not blue. It's just sky's reflection, and sky is blue cause of Rayleigh scattering phenomena. Fact: someday, and usually sooner than you think, or are ready for, mom and dad will die. Good night. Young kittens wiggle their ears while drinking milk. Get those National Geographic weird but true books. 300 facts in each book, and there's like 6 books. A typical cumulus cloud weighs as much as 100 elephants. Kangaroos can't jump backwards. Horses can't vomit. You can fit every single planet between the Earth and the Sun. Water is just boneless ice. All polar bears are left-handed. Cats process emotions the same way humans do. Birds cannot scream. Swans can beeps. KO. When bees mate a queen and male, the male is ripped apart during sex, which takes place in flight. Barbara's full name is Barbara Millicent Roberts. Bears eat beets. You cannot hum while holding your nose. All over Reddit, there are now people holding their nose testing this. Some sharks lay eggs and some sharks have babies. There are foxes that live on Channel Island off of California that are all nearly genetically identical. This is pretty amazing, because most of the time diversity in a population is what keeps it strong, because otherwise everybody could be wiped out by one disease. Also, the foxes are super cute and friendly. It is illegal in Arkansas to honk your car horn outside a sandwich shop after 9:00 p.m. That Minecraft I better than Fortnite. A blue whale's heart is so big you could swim through it with no trouble. Water is most dense at 4C. Everything below, even ice or above, is lighter. I don't know if you consider this age appropriate, but it's something my dad would have told me if he knew it. There was an alcoholic chef on the Titanic that was so drunk during the sinking that his body didn't freeze while he was in the water. There was so much alcohol in his blood that it couldn't freeze. So he stayed in the freezing water floating for hours and still survived just fine. Also, the rainbow mantis shrimp can see millions of colors that humans can't even comprehend. Somewhat related, but watch TED Ed videos with your kid. They're awesome and boiled down enough that even younger kids can get something from them. I only have 135 megabase pairs, making me the plant with the smallest genome. Palm trees are technically asparagus. Some cats have thumbs and some live at the Hemingway house in Key West. Spiders do not have muscles. To extend their legs they use blood pressure. They only have muscles that pull their legs, and that's why when they die they always pull in. We are closer in time to Cleopatra than Cleopatra is to the completion of the Great Pyramids. Penguins are incapable of flying. Wow, you got so many comments that if you just told her one comment a day you could go till she is 59. Spiders don't like lavender. Cows have 4 stomachs. I'm gonna do this if I ever have a kid. Fun fact, pork butt is actually from the shoulder of the pig, not its butt. Not sure if this is on here. A lot of great facts. Scotland's national animal is a unicorn. You should turn all of these fact comments into a book for your daughter. That way she has facts that were uniquely made by you for her to keep. Switzerland once accidentally invaded Liechtenstein and sent an apology letter afterward. An eggplant is a berry. Anything off a snapple. Turtles can live for 100 years. Well damn, you have around 11 years of facts now. Iguanas and some other reptiles make a sneezing sound when upset.